for me as an artist and as an educator and as a hairstylist, I take it seriously, but not too seriously. I think it's important to have fun with hair. I also look at it as a medium to be expressive as far as an art form. Much like painting or sculpture, I look at it the same way.
I think so many times what we do as colorists is that we want to get full impact color, but we have to do so much work. So what I want to share with everybody is how to really look at the round of the head. Less is more, and when you apply it that way, what you're going to get is full impact color with a lot less work.
And really my impression of what I do is really through the conversation I have with Shannon on the direction he's going to take the haircut. So what we'd like to share with you in the next hour is really coloring the cut and cutting the color. Does that make sense? So when you see us what we're doing, that's where we're going to approach it, that's how we're going to do it. And we want to talk about our collections. We have an ultimate blonde collection that you're going to see in the formulations. And if you have the opportunity to please come down after we're done, we're going to take our models downstairs. Please come up and talk to us. We're going to show the formulations up close and personal. And then what we're going to do is just show you the ultimate blondes, ultimate reds, and ultimate brunettes, so that you can see every collection and what we have to offer for you as a color standpoint.
She wears her hair curly as well as straight. So I need to create a shape that's going to work both ways. And this technique is going to work great for you. It's really inspired by our 2014 trend, soft touch. Anybody seen the trend yet?
Remember we were talking earlier about coloring his cut? See how he's over-directing it, pulling from where it lives? Guess what I'm going to do on the top? I'm going to do the exact same thing. Because that's going to create my momentum, my movement.
So watch this section. So I want to take this section, look, we've cut a couple of sections, and it's just going to start to open up, start to break up, and start to dance a little bit. But I still want to keep a strong silhouette. I'm approaching with a vertical section, okay? I want to capture the hair from the bottom, kind of like if you're bowling, right? Go like that. Grab it from the bottom of the section. That way you won't drop it, you won't lose it. Now, a lot of times, how many of you have done layers when you're cutting like this? Right? You're like, my shoulders hurt.
Yeah.
Which shoulders? Right? Especially if you're vertically challenged, you're like, layer, right? And you don't have to, you just put it down, it's fine, right? This is going to help you out as well, right? So, grab the section almost like you're bowling. Capture it from the bottom. Keep your comb in the hair, it's going to help you out later. I'm going to elevate the hair. I want to get to just above that 45-degree angle, and then I'm going to spin the section. So the top goes to the bottom goes to the top. All right? I'm looking for my guide. There it is. And then I'm simply going to tip shears towards the ceiling. See it fall out?
We did 2 different color variations. We did cream bleach, okay, in one packet with 20 volume, because we knew that it was going to take a while. Look at her hair. It's dense, it's thick. The other, we alternated that with our new series in our Ultimate Blondes, which are 1038. Beautiful, beautiful gold brown. Beautiful, high lift. Equal parts, 30 volume. And then running through in between, we just glazed her tips because they were a little yellow with 10.7, which is a level 10 violet. It is gorgeous. 1 part of color, 2 parts of clear, red activator. In our semi-color, we have 2 parts of activator, and I use the red activator because the red activator to me is just a little softer and lighter. That's one of my favorites. We just let that sit on the tips, process it, room temperature. Here's the end result. What do you think? Everybody give it up. Thank you.
Hot tip for you in the salon, if you want to be able to charge more, you've got to look more expensive.
When you start to mimic your blow dry sections with the same sections that you cut the hair, then you'll find that A, your blow dries will get a lot quicker, and B, it's going to get the expected result. You're trying to put volume in where you didn't have volume. So if you've got a section where you had elevation when you were cutting it, but you're blow drying that hair flat, or if you're trying to produce elevation with the brush where there was no elevation, then yeah, you're kind of working against each other.
We sectioned Jennifer from about mid-recession around the face, and then back to right center crown. What this is going to do by dropping down to at least center is going to give me a nice spill of color over the back. By stopping higher than that, it's going to fall to both your front two quadrants. So it's almost going to look from a side profile like she's got one color on the front and one color on the back. So by just dropping down that almost extra inch to right in the center of the crown, it's going to give me a soft movement of color over the back. Now I've placed foils underneath here just to block out the color application from underneath. And then what I've gone ahead and done is knocked off all four corners of our horseshoe.
In Sarah's head, you can start to see a lot more of that activation of that motion that we're getting through the top. So before we started in the top, that top section, she was really heavy and looked, almost like a hat. So what we've got now is we've got activation on the top, and you're not seeing any lines. So it's going to give you a very, very seamless type of a result. We are moving into a little bit of weight when we start to move into her around her jaw there, because we still want to keep some strength. We don't want to shatter that out so much that we lose all definition of our of our finish. So to create just a little bit more of a blending from some of these shorter pieces on the top here into some of the length on the side, because this is going to be my deep side here, right at the parietal ridge, we're going to establish a horizontal section. Over directing all of the hair that is coming from the part that is now going to be, that's going to sit right on the parietal. So it's going to be 90 degrees vertical off the parietal. You can see I've got some weight there, and I'm just using a deep point cutting technique. We're just going to soften that to give just a little bit more of a easier transition. Dropping that hair down, shaking it out.
Sometimes, in order to get a really clear picture at what I want my business to grow to, what do I want my brand to be, I've got to go to results first. And so some of you want to, like, who's in the room a salon owner? Just curious. Salon owners in the room? Right? Some of us want our salons to become this amazing culture where there's teamwork and where there's friendship and where all this and that. And it's like we don't ever step back and say, okay, what part did I add to that, right? Now, some of our staff members do the same thing, right? We look around the salon and we go, the owner doesn't do this, or this person doesn't do that, and this person, it's like, you know what? I'm feeding that energy. I don't even realize that my actions and behaviors have an effect on the group as a whole. And so there's two ways you can do this. You can take a look at your personal brand.
It's your natural level, and then it moves into your primary level. So when you see something like a 9.43, and that's a level 9, your primary tone is copper, and then your secondary tone is gold. All right, and then what's so wonderful about our chart is that it has the tinta colors on it, and it also has your semi-colors on it as well. So when you see a square box, that tells you that it's tinta. When you see a circular, then that tells you that it's our semi. And then you can get into whether or not we have it in a color mousse, which is also lets you know on this chart as well. So today what you're seeing is we're playing with what we call our ultimate reds, coming from your naturals or your fashion tones, moving over to your red infinities and your intense reds.
So I want to curl it, so I want a fringe.
You want me to blow it out straight?
Yeah, but I need it in an ombre. The lip, right? Comes through. I'm then going to feed it to the opposite side.
This right here is a thermal protector. So on wet hair with the tangles,